It is so great, yet so awful, because it's hard. I don't know if you've been on an elliptical or a treadmill, and you go for like 30 minutes, and you're leisurely, but decent pace. You'll burn 300 calories. In a day at boot camp, we were burning 4,000 calories. We were working out from 7:30 in the morning until about 9 at night every day, with maybe 3 hours off in the afternoon, or lunch and dinner. So I'll fly through these photos here, but just to give you an idea of what we did at boot camp, we did everything. So we did a lot of field work, a lot of off-ice imitation skating stuff, working on the leg power, hurdles, slide boards, shooting, kickboxing. You guys know burpees? You know what a burpee is? You gotta do the push-up to the jump to the spring. We had to do that, plus we had to do a kick 100 times. 100 times. Like, that's actually my butt. I'm like, look how high in the air it is. That's not very good for it. Kickboxing was really hard. The lady really wanted to prove to us she was better, and she was. But she proved it every time. We did a lot of biking. We worked out with the bugs. And what I love is these are actually the slide boards, but they, multi-purpose. So there we are doing an ab workout on them. Back here's a hula hoop. We did some hula hooping. We had skippets, you know those skippets? Good jump. Yeah, we had those. Did some rock climbing. Canoeing. That's a beaver dam. And the guy that was guiding us said, it's fun to go over the beaver dam in your canoe. So Gina Kingsbury and I said, sign us up, we like fun. You guys, it's almost like you're sitting in a chair and you just do this. That's all it was. So anticlimactic, not worth it. Not worth it. We did a lot of hiking. We were in northern BC, lots of mountains. We took advantage, if you want to call it that. This was our last event. There's a challenge in Tumbler Ridge called the Emperor's Challenge, where they have to run like the up and down these mountains. And they wanted us to do that to a degree. And they wanted us to race one another. And we as a team thought, no, maybe a team walk. Maybe a team walk is a bit better. So we decided as a team we're going to do this together and finish as one group. And the neat thing about boot camp, and I don't think too many other nations, if any, do it, is you learn a lot about yourself, you learn a lot about your teammates. Because as yourself, you hit a wall. You hit a wall multiple times. And you realize, okay, am I an overt, do I yell when I get tired and cranky, or do I go inside and just shut right off? For me, I shut right off. And so not only do I learn that, but my teammates learn that about me, and I learn that about them. So everybody hit the wall multiple times. So you had to be able to pull them out and get them back on track. And when you were down, they had to pull you out. And really that provided the foundation for us heading into Vancouver, because we had been through so much as a group, so exhausted, and we still knew we could do it at the end of the day. So while we were hiking, we found some snow, had some fun sliding down that. That's us, obviously the whole group at the top of the mountain. And then like any good event, at the end of the day you get your t-shirt. It's all about the t-shirt at the end of the day. So that was the last day. Actually, it was my birthday that day. I was happy that we could celebrate by being done boot camp. So then we played a season. We centralized in Calgary. All the girls moved to Calgary in August. And we played the Midget AAA Boys League. We had 32 or 34 games against the boys, all across Alberta. And one of the coolest things was you got to play in all these small barns that were all sold out, which was a really neat experience for all of us. So the combination of playing the boys' teams and boot camp, we were able to walk into Vancouver knowing that we had done the most work out of any country. Didn't guarantee us a gold, but we had the confidence knowing we had put in more time and effort than any other nation in the world. So it gives you a sense of confidence. So Vancouver was unreal. I'll show you some pictures kind of from my collection, give you an idea of what it looked like. So this was home for a month. We lived at 12 Athletes Way in the village. Canada, we had two buildings. This one was my building, and this one was just right across the little pond, right here. So my room was right up here. Bailey's was right there. And boy, was it nice. Multi-million-dollar condos. We got in, we opened the doors, we just started laughing. We said to our rookies, this is not normal. This is not normal. This top floor of our building was just Canadian Athletes Lounge. Only Canadian athletes were allowed up there. No coaches, no staff, just Canadian participants. And it was so much fun. Loaded with televisions, ping pong, foosball. Just a great place for us to hang out and get to know each other. Maybe the neatest thing up there was when you're watching different events, and we were watching figure skating the one night, and it was singles. And we all know figure skating in that, like, if they fall, that's not good. But really the ins and outs of the sport, I have no idea. And there we are, we're sitting with pairs figure skaters, and they're saying, oh, that footwork's incredibly challenging. Or, oh, look for this, this is hard to do. So it kind of really developed a new appreciation for all the other events. This was our view. This is the Canadian building down here. Mine was right beside it. We called them the Spring Olympics because it was ridiculously nice. And the perk of being the host nation is you get the best buildings. So we were right on the water. And it was kind of cool. Every morning we'd open up our blinds and you could see the security divers going down in the water to check for safety. You know, it was actually pretty cool to see. This is from our balcony. Neat thing about this is all the fireworks after the medal ceremony all went off right here. So we had a perfect view of them every night and made it pretty cool. This is us under the tunnel at BC Place waiting to walk into the opening ceremonies. A few things about the opening ceremonies. One, I love HBC, the stuff is amazing, but what cracks me up is this little glistening on our cheeks. That's just not enjoyment, that's sweat. Because they dressed us for an outdoor event and we were inside, right? So we're sweating non-stop. But for the opening ceremonies, I don't know if it's well known, but it's actually about a 6-hour process. 6 to 8 hour process. So when you hear that athletes don't walk in the opening ceremonies, that's because they wouldn't be able to compete the next day. You know, we're lucky we're a team sport, it's a bit different. But started off in the village, they collected all the Canadian athletes in a room. We had a little pep rally. Mark Tewksbury was there. Julia Payette, who's a Canadian astronaut, she was there. And we got some inspiration from those guys. Side note about Julie, I think she's the coolest lady. And she writes, the sky is not the limit. This I know. I was like, how cool is that, hey? I was like, yeah, you do know that. So we did that, and then they took us to GM Place, obviously where the Canucks play where the hockey is. And that's kind of the holding pen. And you sit there for about 2 or 3 hours while they entertain you, put stuff on the Jumbotron and stuff, but all countries are in there. And then they start taking you out in order that you're going to be paraded in. And as Canada, we were the last to walk into the opening ceremony. So it was a long journey, but so worth every millisecond. Because when you got to parade into BC Place as a Canadian athlete, unbelievable. This is a picture from my seat. So that was my candle. So you got up to your seat and there's this box full of the candles and the lights and the white tarp you had to put on. And then the volunteers would come down the stairs and they would tell you which one to use and how to wave it. You know, it was like so well choreographed. It was really cool. This was also one of my favorite moments. That's when Katie Lang was singing, and which just blew the roof off. Incredible. And obviously, as a perk of being a participant, you get the joy of going back on the stage afterward and taking your picture with the 3-arm culture. And so that's Shannon Zavados there, obviously, and my key partner, Tessa Manon. Just another perk, pretty cool opportunity. And then it's down to business. And it's so funny because selfishly, I almost wish we could replay the Olympics and I could just be a spectator, to be honest. Because we worked out right there, that's her oldest. She has 2 boys, Owen and Zach. And that's the third photo. So that pretty much sums it up of what it feels like. But I was like, I wonder if that's enough proof. So I did a little more research. And I think I'm on track. I think it's pretty much the fist pumping, the mouth open is pretty much the best way to describe when you're rolled out at the Olympics. But again, like I just said, it's about the family. It's about the fact that my mom and dad, and my sister, and my 2 brothers, my aunt and uncle, and cousin, and my other uncle, they could all come, friends. You know, Jackie Friesen came out for 2 games. You know, I got to hang out with her afterward. But that's what makes the best, because when you start and you're 4, you know, and you're just playing because you love the game, and then you're 27 and you're at the Olympics, but you're still playing because you love the game. You know, it's really special, and that's why you want people you love with you when you accomplish something like that. But you know, that's kind of, I guess, the path that I took. And I think what's important to remember when you're young too is you have a path, you have this dream, but it's not a linear road. It's not a straight road. There's detours. There's things that happen that you don't ever think would happen. I didn't think I would get cut twice. I thought, I'll just make the national team. How hard could that be? You know? But you do, and you learn. And really, that's how, at the end of the day, it's that much more special, because you've gone through experiences. Had I not been cut, you know, you don't become the same person, and it wouldn't be the same at the end. So that's kind of what I have for my spiel. Well, I like questions.
We actually get a photo, and then we're off to our hockey game.
Yeah, with the medal, just snag the medal.
Oh, perfect. And with you, of course.
Yes.
You know what you're checking?
Can I steal it for 1 second?
Yeah.
Just 1 second. Thank you. Ooh. You gotta hold it up a little.
I'm gonna take it. You look so nervous, Sophie.